early game power that Cloud9 showed off a great Dragon fight. Elise goes away from Meteos. Nunu dropped away from Dominate. Those are, I think, some smarter bans.
Well, we'll see how they turn out. I think the biggest thing is the early Dragon there. Curse will definitely be more cautious. It was fairly reckless of them to even go for that one. So that will probably be the biggest thing that they need to change. But before we get into the game and even see that, we'll have to see what composition they decide to go with here.
So one adaptation by Cloud9 is they add the Nidalee ban as they're on red side, dropping their Maokai ban, so that is up for Quas.
Right, so Maokai is available. Good team fighting there. Zed is still available. Poppy, of course. Quas with some Poppy highlights. Now he's just going over his classics, I guess.
His champion pool. Next is Vayne top.
Trying to show off here.
Hey, I mean, Swain is considered a good champion up against Maokai if they want to let Balls play that one here. Lulu's still going to come in for him, though. His most played champion, I think, of the split.
You think he was just kind of threatening there? Hey, daring him to pick Maokai?
Yeah, see what happens.
I'm a Swain master.
For what it's worth, Lemon's played one support Lulu game, I think, this split, so that could still be like a champion special could play here. We've seen a little bit of support Lulu.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that this Lulu is very, very flexible. Curse can put it wherever they want, so they don't have to give up any information yet to Cloud9. Cloud9, oh, they're the ones who have the last pick. They have the counter pick final say. So eventually, Curse are going to have to give up the one matchup at least.
Well, and Cloud9 have to pick up some new things as well, since now the Ryze and Elise are both gone. It leaves up now the Syndra that was banned last time around, though.
Yeah, Syndra plus Zed plus Yasuo, all still available.
Wow, the priority is actually on the Kazakhs there. Looks like both these junglers grabbing it first round red side, but it does mean Tristana will once again go to Sneaky. And for what it's worth, High plays a good amount of mid lane Kazakhs himself.
That's true. He did, he was pretty outspoken about moving away from that. And with the recent changes to Kazakhs, he's really been preferred amongst almost all junglers. So that's probably going to be a Meteos jungle. But you're right, still could be flexible. If we're going to open up all the options too, could be a Tristana for high.
Tristana mid, sure. Cloud9, as you said, they know to pick up all the champions that are good, that are successful. Double AD has been successful.
Basically what we're saying here, Cloud9 lock in the Goomba Stomping Squad. Reset City available for them.
It's true.
It's very hard to stop this squad once it gets going. A single kill can be devastating for a team fight with both Kazakhs and Tristana.
Yeah.
So I want to see what they decide to use to try and soften up the rest of Curse. Will they bring some extra AoE to this team, or are they going to go for some stalling to try and get Tristana to the point where she needs to power up? We've seen so much Triss versus Lucian.
Yeah.
We're going to see round 2 here.
Well, Nami Lucian, definitely one of the strongest duo lanes in the game. Might be the actual single best that exists right here. Competent Special going to have their setup locked in. Now Lulu almost guaranteed to be on Quas. It is still interesting that they show, again, the Lucian when there's almost no risk of it being taken away. And there you go. All right, so top lane has been grabbed, mid lane has been grabbed as well. Cloud9 saved their support for last, and they put a priority on getting out those powerful lanes, and again, a blind pick Zed.
Yeah, there is some of that AoE too. They do have some strong team fighting presence now. A late game team fight with a Maokai, Tristana here, and 2 assassins to jump in. So Maokai, what he can do is really protect assassins that he jumps in with. So it's a very strong frontline dive here from Cloud9. And basically, they just leave Tristana to her own devices. She's got her own peeling spells that she can have for the late game, and the increased range.
And the thing is, there's no threat on her anyway. It's not like Quas is going to deal any meaningful damage here.
No threat, huh?
Hey! Just kidding. Here's the threat. Boy's Akali gets locked in, and Dominate's got Nocturne. This is going to be fun.
You have strong dive. They answer with extremely strong dive. The Akali and Nocturne will be backed up by the Lulu as well. That cannot be overstated. That is such a huge boon to both of those assassins. We'll have to see if Cloud9 decide to actually switch it up and go with the peeling Maokai instead of the diving Maokai. Because that is an option. You can completely change those team fights. Brahma and Maokai are also very good defensively.
Yeah, it's the thing about Akali is she kind of has a finite amount of damage before she runs out of cooldowns and runs out of her ult charges. Now, Braum can't easily block much of her damage. Akali goes directly on top of her target with the ult, which can make blocking any of her Qs almost impossible.
Knock-up is pretty much the only way to go there.
Yeah, and that will do pretty well for what it's worth. But I do want to see what ends up happening then as Voy flies in, how well these people can protect him. Of course, you guys online, remember to keep sending these votes over on Twitter. Send hashtag CRSWin or hashtag C9Win to @LOL Esports, and we'll see who you guys are predicting later on in the show. But so far, Cloud9 looking dominant, but Curse pulling out some new stuff.
I like how Curse are just going straight back to super comfort here. It's classic Voyboy Akali.
Yeah.
We get to see him dive in, and this is for sure going to be a bloody game.
Oh, man.
You can also be assured of that.
There's going to be kills picked up. I don't know how many exactly, but it's going to be a bunch of fun. And we also get a nice lore battle then, because Zed doesn't really look fondly on the Kinku order and how Akali and her brethren practice their ninja arts. So we can get the, yeah.
Where does that tale start, actually?
I forget all of it exactly. So I know,
ow!
I don't know my lore that well. Zed killed Shen's dad, my understanding. Zed also is like, you know, all these, like, it's basically like the dark side of the Force, where it's like I can be so much more powerful by using the dark side of ninja magic. And we're going to see if the forbidden shadow magics here are going to work out for High here. They did in game 1, but now they're battling ninja with ninja.
All right, we'll see if they regret giving High hit that Zed once again. Voyboy is very confident in that Akali pick, and Akali, once she gets in on Zed, as long as they have vision, she can usually jump back to wherever Zed is going to go.
True.
Even if he jumps pretty far with his shadows. We'll see how tricky High is.
I wish you knew the max range on the W return, because it might be almost equal to Akali's R range.
No, it's longer. If you leave your shadow in a really far off place, you can jump a full screen.
I know
much.
R does. I guess,
W different.
Yeah, R is. I believe R is uncapped nearly. W has a fairly constricting max range. You can't go too far on it. I think it is still longer, though, than Akali's dash. But we're going to see how the game plays out. Dominic can certainly track people down.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And a large portion of his abilities as well are not blockable by Braum.
All right, so defensive wards go up. We'll see. Last time around, Tristana was swapped. Cloud9 this time around would be swapping a Maokai, who is at home in the jungle, would be fine with a double jungle situation.
Yeah. Got all his tree brethren hanging around him. You're going to see Quas and Dominate start up on the top side of the map. Looks like blue buff for them, and they're going to wait around for the spawn here. Just enough ward coverage to keep the invade safe. As Cloud9 look to initiate a lane swap there, sneaky up on this side of the map.
Yep, get him through the Lucian plus Nami lane phase here. Try and get him some extra levels before he does have to face them. Ball's really going to help out with the initial red buff pull here, too. Video should be a bit quicker through this jungle.
I like Lem's positioning there. He ran around to the side to make sure that his Q would hit the big lizard. It's more important to stun that target.
The thing here is, though, Cloud9 starting off on this red.
He just hit the smite.
Well, it's because the duo lane's bottom, they're expecting a confrontation down here.
Oh.
I don't know if they're expecting to take this one easily. It looks like it's just going to be a ward here, and only Lemon's in there in time. So Cloud9 saving that smite. They will be able to secure this. Dominate not in place, but it's not any detriment to Dominate. It's a 2-buff start for both the junglers.
Yeah. What's interesting is basically Cloud9 was able to get a greedy second buff, whereas Dominate got to get a greedy first buff. That he did it more or less by himself and could have invaded upon, but there just wasn't any wards or sort of attempt to invade him by C9.
Yeah, both teams going with the safer route here for the early game. Curse definitely don't want to make any big missteps early.
So I play a fair bit of Akali. There's fun things about this matchup. One is that the mark lasts longer than the cooldown of Akali Q. So you want to do things like this where you put the Q out, and then if he ever threatens you, you auto-attack, Q auto-attack, and get like 300 damage down, even early game.
Yeah, you can see how Voyboy's taking control of this lane. He's spamming his Qs for harass, for that threat you're talking about, rather than having to use them to last hit. And that's a really big breaking point for this lane. If Zed does get control and Voyboy's forced to use his Q for last hits, then he does lose control pretty quickly, and he has to sort of just wait until he powers up. I like the famous quote of Voyboy talking about Akali and how he thinks of her as a tadpole, and you really have to wait until she grows up to level 6, and then you can start jumping around.
She becomes a frog. And there's even a Nami for some lily pads or something.
Or that was really half-hearted there.
It's fine. Well, so far, so good in the laning phase. Curse to a small lead here. You can see Ball's not having the easiest time playing this Maokai in a 1v2, especially against such a dominant duo lane of Copenhagen Specials champions. So, Ball stays back here with double Doran's Ring, but he's really just relying on sapling last hits.
Yeah, and it is the same recipe this time around for Cloud9 with that Trist. They want to have stinky solo experience and gold for him. Try and get that Tristana ramping up as quickly as possible. The extra levels will do wonders for her range.
The good thing for Curse is they spent much less time double jungling, though. Quas in this lane so much sooner than it was last time around. And I think he's going to have a decent time playing this matchup. I feel like Quas should be okay here.
Yeah, and Trist versus Lulu, not hard for the Lulu either, as hard as it is for many other laners. He can clear fairly effectively if he gets pushed in.
You know what's ironic about that top lane?
What, Freak?
They're both Yordles. They're both really short, yet they're in the long lane.
No. No. No.
The mixture of laughter and groans. I love you guys. I love you three.
All right, well, we'll see here, because we just have hard farming junglers, by the way. No early action. That will definitely benefit Nocturne. He'll be very happy to try and rush to that level 6. And if he can time his level 6 close to Void Boy, that's a very long distance that they can dive. And
yeah.
they may put Hai's escape abilities to the test. Because really, if you get one of these mid lane assassins going, that's what it's all about here with the assassin play. Trying to get the early advantage, because whichever one of these mid laners starts to roam first is really going to have the game in their hands and be the ones who get to control mid game and that all important first dragon.
Ooh, good bubble though, decent damage on a lemon. What's interesting about that mid lane matchup as well is if you gank and fail, you guarantee the opponent gets level 6 first. And you can like straight lose the lane for your teammate by stealing XP away.
Ooh. Copenhagen Special doing their best to make it hard for Balls to last hit, but he's just constantly healing, chugging potions, using his passive, and doing a good job, even keeping up there with Quas, who is solo.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about that lane. Even though it's double melee versus double range, basically the threat of an all-in is what's allowing Cloud9 to just sort of strike fear into Curse's heart.
Curse are doing a good job, though, keeping up wards on both of those Riverside entrances for them, so they know at least Meteos won't be coming from behind them. And if he did come, it would be a stealth gank probably through the lane. So that's the one thing. Curse have to be very careful about those side lane bushes. Because, as you said, all in from a Maokai Braum, very difficult to escape from.
Now, speaking of all-ins, though, Dominate first to level 6 here before even starting a second buff. So, excellent farm so far by him. Void Boy actually a quick second recall. He just got back to lane, wanted more potions and a pink ward. Interestingly enough, that will let him track Meteos if Meteos ganks in here. No pink for Hai, though. He actually can't deal with Twilight Shroud, nor can Meteos.
We'll see if they upgrade any of these sweepers really early, too, to try and get all the way to Oracle's Lens. It's definitely a hefty investment.
Yeah.
And no early sweeper changes, actually, from Cloud9. They just have Meteos with it, the jungler, early on, starting out with it, I believe. Lemon Nation holding on to his Trinket ward.
I think it's really unlucky for Curse that ward was actually there, because he wanted a pink to make sure that Dominate had an easy road in from the ulti, and now Hai's always going to know, hey, he's going to try on the left side.
But he will not be assured of it. Dominate can't come in from either side right now. There's no deep wards from Cloud9. They're not really trying to overextend, and this may be another case of them just waiting to react and try and force Curse to make the first move where they can capitalize on it. They also want to get to the point where they've built up their Maokai in their front line so they can have this effective early team fight.
Well, it's going to be interesting because I feel like Dominate has more room for playmaking just by being a level 6 Nocturne. that I agree with you that the onus is on them to do something here. Bot lane, I think, has some kill potential.
Well, the thing is, Midos hasn't even been looking for counter ganks. He's using everything he has to just clear jungle as hard as possible. He's just trying to keep up with this Nocturne. Red buff on him, and still not going to try anything. Even with the Maokai, who can set up a lane gank very easily, doesn't decide to go for it. I mean, level 6 Kha'Zix should not be underestimated either. Even though Nocturne, yes, he can jump a large distance, the ultimate from Kha'Zix enables him to pull off lane ganks as well. It just takes him a while to walk down there, and he has to utilize the side lane bushes.
So far not been the case though from Midos. Happy to just keep farming up.
He has evolved his leap as well, so he's got the potential for those very effective early game ganks. Or maybe he's just doing it for the counter gank. Because usually, if you're just going to hard farm, you do evolve the W for the extra spray. But he's got the wings for early playmaking. We'll see if it does come into effect. So the resets will be there for them.
True. Did you see if he maxed Q or W first?
I'm pretty sure he maxed W. Yeah, he did max W.
There's a couple of guys who maxed the Q there on him. Taste of their fear. Not the case for the North American junglers here. And we are seeing the mid lane. It was actually Voyboy's lead for a while in the very early game. He was zoning out High, but that matchup has flipped since Hexdrinker came in. High has had just enough raw AD to hold the matchup and the shield to survive all ins, and Voyboy's been kind of playing afraid of High, honestly.
Maybe the whole Curse team feeling a bit of whiplash from the first game. They really don't want to rush into anything.
And I want to know, so I actually believe that super late game Voyboy will beat High in a one-on-one, because you can zone use the death mark and then you've got all this guaranteed damage output that you can't really outplay. Well, no, Tristana will outscale Lucian, but potentially like the late game sort of gameplay might just go Curse's favor, and they might be happy to play defensively for a while. They know C9's not going to make any moves, and this could play right into Curse's hands. I don't know the matchups that well. What a ward kill! Woo! Oh, what did I started? What did I do? I'm sorry.
All these pink wards being used extremely defensively too for both teams. Nobody's going to make a move at that early dragon. They know what happened last time. They're just trying to keep down enough vision. Let's see here. Voyboy's even gone to start farming the Wraith Camp with Dominate. We've hit the point where High sort of has taken control of that mid lane. See what he goes for on his next back here, because early Hexdrinker buy, I like that against Akali for obvious reasons. Yeah. The all-in assassin, magic damage going to be proccing that shield. Very efficient buy that shield early on, especially since Akali will be a magic damage dealer that's looking for last hits and trying to finish you off.
True. You're basically guaranteed to get the full value of that shield out there.
Let's see how well they can work around these backing timers, though. Because if somebody does leave the window open, because it's been such a calm early game, the junglers are both fairly healthy, and they could take an early dragon very quickly.
All the lanes have good damage
if
now.
They're able to spray.
Half health loss there, though. He's got to be careful. Does chug a potion to keep himself alive. Yeah. I know this game could explode off of one gank, off of one dragon attempt. High finally gets time to hit some of this pink ward. And successfully picks up another pink ward. Cloud9, I believe, are 2-1 in pink ward kills this game.
Let's see how they go with this early invade down bottom. A little bit of action finally from Cloud9. The vision does lapse here for Curse, so they are unaware, and they time it there with the blue buff. Wraith Camp board put down first so they can see any move from the topside jungle if they even try and come down. There it is. So I was saying, these junglers, they can take this dragon out very quickly. If you leave one of these lanes surrounding dragon after this early, very slow early game.
And Curse are winning the pressure in the top lane, though. You see a 30 minion lead for Quas practically. He's actually hitting balls over the turret, but that turret could die soon.
So the Maokai definitely not taken for his laning prowess. He is all about those team fights. And he does have a lot of losing matchups. Definitely getting bullied in early here. So the top lane turret will go down quickly for Curse. First shot.
Dodges the Q. He's going to go back in after Death Mark ends. Media's coming around, though. Voivo's got to run, gets slowed down, has to flash away, but they're still in range. First blood to High.
High bides his time. He didn't even hit any point like level 11. That was the level 10 kill right there. So it was still level 1 Death Mark. Just decides to pull the trigger. They saw Vision of Dominate. That's what pulled the trigger there. That Wraith Ward, actually, that they placed before Dragon, triggers High's aggression, calls in Meteos for the backup. Great dive for them.
Uh-oh, though. Cobb gets stunned. Cobb gets knocked up, forced to flash away, exhausted Sneaky, maybe more than was needed. 3 summoners lost for a single ultimate.
And the Cloud9 confidence still there. Maybe Curse being traumatized by that early game. Letting Cloud9 really dictate this one. Dragon down again, First Blood down again. Mid lane tower, that's going to be huge for them. This time around, Meteos is not a Sightstone buying jungler, but they have got some vision down inside Curse territory.
Good slow. And there goes the top turret, though. The one thing going well for Curse is this top lane. Quas's Lulu grabbed early again here.
There it is, though. The roam we talked about. Those 2 assassins, whoever gets that foothold in the mid lane, boom, they get the kill mid immediately. They turn it into extra gold for the team here. Cloud9, 2 turrets off the back of that one. Big global gold jump. Maokai, though, not able to hold his turret. We'll see if Curse are able to make any topside plays, because that's really where they should be focused on. Dragon's already gone, and they've lost so much control over the bottom side of the map. Really, Quas is the only point that they can sort of rally around to go for something.
And this is kind of the difficulty with picking utility top laners, that if it's the only lane winning, you can't do much with it. Quas still relies on his team to make something happen off his lead.
Well, the thing is, they've got so much damage in the rest of their team. They don't need like a damaged top laner. So if they can land, you know, slows in that long lane where there's no more turret left, they can use the knock up on either Akali or Nocturne. That is plenty of damage coming from Dominate Voyboy.
Okay.
If they ever collapse on somebody, they can definitely turn around to kill. Ball's pretty far extended, but he feels fairly safe. They've got some defensive wards as well as High and Meteos in the area.
And it looks like Curse just are not going to be stopping kind of any of this pressure from Cloud9 right now. It's just been the lane so far, but very big objective lead to C9 in this game. Ball's keeping his wards up, clears away a pink ward that Quas had put down not long ago. Once again, we're seeing High try to roam around the map a lot. They're letting Sneaky just hold the mid lane, acquire the farm as High runs around and does things. Battle up against Cop. Cop forced to run away, though. Good crits come out, though. Eye edge done on both these guys.
Man, look at the map right now, too. Cloud9, once again, just the smallest early global gold lead. Invest it completely into Vision. They have the chance to make the plays now, because it's all about when these teams have so much damage and these teams both have assassins. It's all about getting the jump. Whoever gets the first couple of seconds, when you have this much DPS, a couple of seconds can mean someone's life. There's the play onto the top side of the map, but it will just be race. All of Cloud9's Vision alerts them to the process, and they will just work around it.
You can see overall in this game what changes when Cloud9 doesn't have this gigantic dominating early game lead. When they're ahead, they close it out really quickly, but they take usually a long time to gain their leads here.
Methodical play from Cloud9. Yeah. They take the openings that are there, but they do not try and overreach. Even after that first game and that dominating performance, they're not really trying to press anything here. But man, the poise that they're playing with. After all of the excitement and all of the intense plays of the TSM LMQ game, Cloud9, with their measured confidence here, seem to be maybe even more threatening.
It's definitely an interesting style. They do just kind of wait around, and then once they get ahead, they do incredibly well. The clarification on the stat that I said at their post game last game about the 600 gold lead and never losing anything bigger than that, I think it's a gold lead at 20. At 20 minutes, if they're up by more than 600 gold, they have always closed the game out in their favor. To be more specific on that one. And we're coming up from that mark with a 2,000 gold lead here. Stats say Cloud9 are looking pretty good in this game. High has another blue buff for himself. He's got 2 major items completed. Last Whisper's almost there as well.
double Hex Shrinkers against the Akali. Meteos has picked up one for himself as well. So these assassins will be able to stick in the team fight. Let's see, they've got two pink wards that they can also drop. No sweepers fully upgraded yet. There's one pink ward trying to establish control around Dragon. Teleports are ready for both Quas and Balls. One extra level there for Quas though.
We're going to see the bubble land, and here comes the engage. Dominated the back line. Sneaky gets away from this one. Deathmark is on, and High goes down first, though. There's the engage. They're still going in 1-for-1 so far as Meteos claims a kill on the Boy. That is the Akali gone. It looks like Cloud9 are not done with this one. I Will Dominate's going to fall over. Balls and Lemon forced to run back. Sneaky still in damage, and suddenly Meteos into the team. Tries to make it happen. Stunning Aquas. That's the second kill for Sneaky. Lemon does trade his life, but it's still the Goomba stomping squad comes in, and that is an ace for Cloud9.
And they leapfrog right back out over to Dragon here. There's so many threats here. You have the threat of Meteos and Sneaky with the resets, but also High. And they focus High this time around, taking him out of the fight first. But all it takes is this Maokai on the front line, reducing damage to everybody else who's diving in, as well as just soaking up so much on the front. Let's see here. So Bubble starts it off, and Curse decides this is it. We've got everybody in the area. Braum blocks the tidal wave though, and then gets the answer knockup back in. Teleport finally does arrive for Balls, and Meteos comes in at the exact same time. Both exhausts go down. High's already the first casualty, but Balls on that front line. What a massive tank there that they have. Gives the confidence to Sneaky and Meteos to both jump in, get the single reset, and then Meteos actually here with a beautiful bait to pull in Quas and leave him there long enough for Sneaky to proc that Braum passive and keep him around for the rest of the cleanup duty.
That was really impressive overall by Cloud9. They only focused Boy, and thankfully for them, the Twilight Shroud is still in range of that pink ward in the river in the first place. But the fact that Lemon's like, I know I'm going to die for this, but you're going to hit me, and you're all going to get pulled in and die some more. So a super worth it death for elimination at the very beginning of that one. Great shot calling overall. Cloud9 doing great. I want to see what happens when Void gets to Zhonya's, though. I still want to believe in the explosive power. And here comes the knockup there onto High. He's not going to away from the Fear Tether. He does get feared up. Dominate's got the damage. Tidal Wave comes across as well. But the ulti, the Deathmark, High stays alive. He's going in for another kill. Two so far. Quas is going to fall as well. 3 for 0, somehow High stays alive.
And they set this one up perfectly. Sitting on the pink ward there, Sneaky, they use this split pushing Zed as bait. Dominate tries to go with the second Paranoia active, and it costs them everything here. Cloud9, another big advantage, another big shove. Turrets going down one after the other.
And suddenly 8,000 gold puts C9 ahead. They're going to stay for the top lane tier 2 turret as well, making them more like 9,000 gold as Balls push the bottom lane as well. More full court press from C9.
What an outstanding performance. First 2 games here for Cloud9. Let's take another look at this one. So we zoom in there onto High, but as we said, Sneaky's sitting on that pink ward, lying in wait. Lemonation comes up to lend a hand, and the dangerous game, plus the heal, plus the health potion chugging, all contribute to High actually ending up back at 33%.
And again, it's hero Lemonation. They took down the only melee champion, and then Stand Behind Me Unbreakable comes out, and 0 damage could even be dealt to High anymore. True support right there, Elimination.
Standing on the front lines with his comrades. Man, Cloud9, oh, let's see if they even drop one mistake here, because now they've got, again, that big lead that they like to get deep vision with. Let's see if they'll go as a team to try and establish it and further control this bottom side.
We gotta see. You got a tier 2 turret in the mid lane, and the bot lane still up for these guys. Of course, it didn't take many turret kills for C9 to win in game 1. They're just stretching their gold leads mostly. But they've certainly never given up a bad team fight. All the deaths have been in exchange for even more. We're gonna jump down to the bottom lane. Ward control, even Sneaky's helping out. Good on him. Wards do save lives, but Quick Sweeper's gonna get rid of some of that.
They get the vision plus the wave down bottom shoving just in time. No reaction from Curse. They're trying to get some pressure mid, but this is inhibitor turret. They have to react to this one. They have to defend this dive. Quas is actually staying mid and they're giving up inhibitor turret here.
Wow, Quas pushing mid, 3-man bubble, tidal wave by as well, and Cloud9 might have to respect this a little bit. Bottom lane inhib turret goes down, still no Quas in this fight. He has nothing to TP to even. Just gets the mid lane outer. Inhibitor's gonna fall in 24 minutes. Another 3-man bubble. Cloud9, are they gonna be fine here? Finally a TP on the ward, in comes Voyboy, there's the death mark, there's the engage. Can they take him down? And so far Braum falls, high forced away. Can Curse finally win a battle? Looks like it's a 2-for-1 so far. Outrun C9, bubble forced to be flashed away by Sneaky. There's the rocket jump out. And now he's not done. Cop finds another 3-1 for Curse.
Cop still in pursuit as well as Voyboy jumping at the minions, but they can't continue. It's a couple kills answered for Curse, but they left the inhibitor already. Teleport comes in pretty late there for the re-engage, so they do get some kills to their name. However, it does cost them inhibitor on the bottom side. Let's see here. Exhaust goes down to high. He's able to kite fairly effectively here, dominate into the back line, then using the blade active. But frontline got melted. Everybody had to run away. Cop does pick up one more there, catching high. But they do get something back here. Push it all the way up to at least that last outer turret for Curse. Trying to claw their way back into this one with this small opening.
Well, that is exactly what you want when you do win a battle, is take the objectives that you possibly can. 650 gold for that turret right there. Quas getting a good share of gold for this one, and they're clawing their way back in. Voy will get his own blue buff uncontested as well. And maybe they can start stacking some money back in here, but it is still an 8,000 gold game. Cloud9's favor.
Curse do seem to be slowly unraveling here in the semifinals. Cloud9 definitely making a very strong case for themselves.
They're playing so clear-headedly as well. You've got High, who's already got himself the bigs of a Guardian Angel, identifying that he's getting targeted by single-target assassins. And if you can make a sort of Voyboy's attempts basically mean nothing, I don't know how Curse gets into this game.
Well, they have so many threats. Once again, they've got the Tristan to rely on. Meteos already has his own Guardian Angel. Baron getting burned down here, and Curse go with the face check.
Wow, that's already gone. Red team takes Baron Nash, but that is Cloud9. And here comes the battle. Dominate the front line. There comes Akali as well. Exhaust are on. And it's going to be a 2 for 0 so far. C9 still chasing on in. Cop's trying to kite away, but he's going to fall as well. That is a whole bunch of kills for Balls, and only Quas is alive.
He's on the run, the last Yordle. He is going to make it out. And another TP in here for Balls to end it. Looks like game 2 getting wrapped up.
Wow, 26.5 minutes in. Cloud9 have taken one of the Nexus turrets. They're going to take the second. Quas, the only guy in there. It's the big Meteos. It's Balls. Everyone knows his name. There's the rest of C9. Under 27 minutes, it's now 2-0. One more game and Cloud9 heads to Worlds.
And that is the story of the game right there. Nobody even reacting after that win. Lemon just taking a nice dainty sip of his water. Another day at the office for Cloud9.
Seriously unfazed by the tough competition. The big crowd can't say the same for Curse. The looks in their faces.
Back to the drawing board for Curse. They really got to pull something else out here. Completely change the game plan.
Yeah, the early game did go better. They didn't try for the Crazy Dragon. Obviously, it was a bit of a closer game, and they didn't give up 3 kills on a Dragon 10 minutes in, but still a game where the lanes just by themselves allowed Cloud9 in. They held equal for a while, and then High gets the outplay on what Voyboy expected to be a counter pick in the mid lane.
Which was set up by a deep ward at the Wraith Bush. They saw Dominate going in. He's on his red buff right now, so we know there's no counter gank coming, and they commit. They know that they can go under this turret because there's no counter gank coming, and they take everything off of that. One play, what was it, 2 turrets, they got vision control inside the red side, and then they turn it into Dragon.
Right, yeah, the bot lane roam and all that was absolutely glorious. And so this, again, it's Cloud9 being allowed to play their style. They go for deep wards to prevent aggression and say, we're just going to kind of win our lanes, like mid-game. Like, first 2 items come in, okay, we're going to kill you in the one-on-one, and then just collapse the game from there. I want to see basically more chaos from I Will Dominate the Rest of Curse. Like, that's the only thing I can think is going to work for these guys, because the slow, controlled game is the C9 way. You can't beat them at their own style.
Doesn't look like it.
We're going to see what happens.